Hello, my stamping friends. My name is Holly Peterson. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in Cheyenne, Wyoming. And today we're going to make this cute all occasion card using the Petals of Beauty bundle. And this is a last chance item, so if you like this bundle, now would be a good time to purchase it. Comes with some beautiful dies and then the stamps. I'm also using the Hello from the Beautiful Motifs, which is also a last chance item. We're using the Beautiful Pattern embossing folder. I'm also using the Nature Symphony for the You Make Me Smile. Get that, I didn't pull that out. I'll put that on a block. Okay. Set this aside. And we'll go over the measurements. We have a card base that is Petal Pink, 4 1/4 by 11, and it's scored at 5 1/2. We have 2 layers of Very Vanilla that measure 4 by 5 1/4, and 1 layer is embossed. I have a Very Vanilla square that measures 1 3/4 by 1 3/4, and it was cut with the 4th largest Stylish Shapes die. We have Petal Pink, that's 3 1/2 by 3 1/2. And then you need a Petal Pink. I cut this with the 3rd largest Stylish Shapes, and you can cut it out of the middle of this Petal Pink layer. We have 2 pieces of the Brushed with Beauty designer paper. Now this paper is still available and not on the last chance list, and it measures 3 by 3. You need 2 of those. We'll need a Very Vanilla square that measures 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, and I just have a little note here that 1 5/8 is the center. So I'll show you why that's important. And then just a scrap for stamping. Okay. So we'll start with this piece, and I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to measure 1 5/8 inches, and I'm just going to make a couple marks. We can draw a line. This won't show, we're just using it as a guide. We'll do the same thing the other way. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take these 2 pieces of designer paper, and you can either fold them in half or you can score them first. I like to score them. So I'm going to take my paper trimmer, and remember the dark blade is cutting, the light blade is scoring. And I think I'm going to score it this way. We're going to score it diagonally. So I'm putting both the points right in that cutting groove. And then don't push too hard. It is designer paper, so it could tear the paper if you press too hard. We're going to do both of them. And then we're going to, on this card, I alternated. So I folded one this way and then the other one this way. On this one, I did another one. I don't have it quite done. I folded the flower paper to the inside. So on this one, we're going to fold the flower paper to the outside on both of them. And then if your score's off just a little bit, you can make it so it matches there, and then just reinforce that. And then we're going to glue both of these down. And you're going to center the fold along one of the lines on both sides. So you want the open edges to the outside. So I'm just going to add a little bit of adhesive. And I'm just eyeballing this point lines up with the other line going the other way. Then you can just butt this one up next to that one. Then we're going to take the 2x2 Petal Pink square, and it's just going to be adhered right here in the middle. Actually, I like to put a little adhesive to hold these down too. Okay. We'll adhere this square. And it's going to be a square, so we're going to do it this way. Then you're going to take these corners back, just the top layer, and you're going to fold it along that square, using the edge of the square as your guide. And I got a little bit too much glue over here. There we go. And then I'm going to glue these down as well. This gets layered up on the 3.5 by 3.5 Petal Pink layer. I ran out of seal. Whenever I change my seal, I like to get the excess glue off of the opening here on both sides. Just makes it so that the new runner flows better. And I came prepared. I have a replacement seal here. And it just pops on these little pegs. Close it up and you're ready to go. We'll take our card base here. Use our bone folder to make that a nice, crisp fold. The embossed layer of Very Vanilla is going to get put on to the card base. My seal is not cooperating today. And then this layer, and you could put it whichever way you wanted. I like it so that the folded edges are going up and down. We're just going to adhere that flat onto the card front. Then we're going to take the little 1 by 1 3/4 by 1 3/4 square. We're going to turn it on the diamond. I'm going to stamp with Lost Lagoon the little hello. Then this layer is ready to be glued to the front. And you can line the points up with the fold, and then it'll just overlap just a little bit on the sides. For the inside, we're going to stamp the smallest flower in the line image, the detail image in Calypso Coral. And I'm just going to stamp it in the corner here. When I'm doing two-step stamping, I like to do the darker image first so that it makes it easier to line up the light image. The light image is going to be in Petal Pink, and it's the full image here. And we're just going to line that up and stamp over the top. And then the leaf image, I like to nestle in between those two petals there. And then I kind of stamped over the center, but that's okay. We're going to still add the center with Darling Duckling. Like that. We'll put this on the inside. Oops, I should have stamped my grading first, but we will go ahead and pray that I get that on there straight. I think on this one, I'm going to come and stamp down here. Okay. We've got a little bit more stamping to do I'm going to stamp my envelope, and then on my scrap piece of paper, we're going to take the Calypso Coral again. Stamp it on the envelope. And on our scrap, then we'll take the Petal Pink. Stamp the envelope and our scrap. Stamp the Darling Duckling center. You wouldn't have to do it on your scrap. We're going to die cut that piece, and we're going to add an embellishment in the middle. Okay, there's our envelope. Oh, we need to stamp our leaf on the envelope. Okay, we're going to die cut this. I've already stamped and die cut another one. So then this is going to be popped up. I'm going to put 2 dimensionals on it. I'm not going to press it down too hard. I have a die cut piece. I should have. I'll have to cut another one to finish my other project here. We're going to just tuck the die cut leaf underneath the popped up flower. I can finish pressing that flower down. And then for the embellishments, I did not check these to see if they were still available, but these are the low profile sparkle dots. And one of the colors is Darling Duckling. So we'll put a large one in the center of the flower, and then just 2 smaller ones over here. There we have a Just Because card that was fairly simple, that has a neat fold. You can see the difference. Patterns kind of alternate here, whereas this one's more the same. And then here's my third one that's folded differently than this one. Thanks for stopping by and watching my video. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Bye for now.